So I've been covering QNT for like a couple of years now. Okay. And the reason why I want to share this with you is because it's also a big deal. Let's go ahead and share this. And here it is. Let's go ahead and full screen this. Here we go. A little bit more about the UDPN. Now, do we have any examples in regards to what we just talked about earlier? Yes. The UDPN is one of the most advanced payment infrastructures. Look at this. Remember what we said earlier? It's not that it's just connected to Quant. You have big ones here. You have, for instance, a multi-CBDC bridge, right? And see how that all comes in together, right? Look how it says on the bottoms for bottom cross-border payments, right? Third parties, all that stuff. But look at this. UDPN, you have asset focus, targeted customers, governance, functions. We already got into this. What about, remember how we talked about the RLN, Regulated Liability Network? And by the way, remember how we were talking about Amazon earlier? Amazon's part of the RLN. So you have wholesale CBDCs, public and private, all that good stuff that, we're talking about. Is Ripple part of this whole thing? Do they sit at the table? Of course they do. Look at this.
Parser. Oh, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So you got Ripple, all digital currencies linked to back to cryptocurrency. I mean, again, guys, it's not eliminating Ripple. That's why I was pointing that out. Parser, that is also part of your Quant plug, if you're wondering about that. So your Quant plug, here's the thing, okay? Let's get into this outline just real quick. We'll make it super long. So UDPN, you already have that Quant plug. In how many different areas? Well, for one, through UDPN, that's one big thing. What about the whole thing with CBDC, like a bridge to CBDCs? Yes, that's another big thing. What about Quant and the RLN? We already established that. You could always go back and watch the research or listen to it if you like. How about Quant with interoperability with Ripple? Do we have an example about that? Yeah. How many times did I play that demo for you of showing the overledger of being able to quickly switch from, for example, Ethereum to Ripple, right? Or how about the one recently that Quant Papa helped us out with? Switch to XDC, you can switch to IOTA, right? Heck, you can switch to Polygon. So there's that. So yes, you can settle real-time gross settlements through Ripple's XRP. Through what? Yeah, the Overledger. For real. It's a real thing. Go back and watch some of that stuff if you don't believe me. How about this other one? Parser. I did a few deep dives about that. Wholesale, interbank, fiat money, financial institutions, centralized entity approach. They do have settlement, but they don't have some of this other criteria, right? It's not open source, but UDPN is, right? And some things don't necessarily have to be open source. And then, of course, Swift. We understand Swift with Chainlink and so on. Definitely gets the honorable mention. So my key thing is here. You see the big players, okay? Huge players. You have Quant sitting at the, when I talk about, sitting at the table, they are the freaking table. UDPN, that's one. You have this thing of MCBDC Bridge, that's two. The RLN, that's three. Not everything from Ripple, obviously, but again, you can use Overledger to flip it over to, or switch it over to Ripple. You got Parser. So again, 1, 2, 3. Literally, you could say all of UDPN, all of MCBDC Bridge, all of RLN, right? With Ripple, you can't say the full thing, but at least you can switch to the XRPL through Overledger. So we can't give it a full 4. Parser, I would definitely say at least half of these things. Swift, part of it. You know how massive that is? That is a huge deal. All right, another example. You got to give it just a pound at home. UDPN and Bank of International Settlements Project Synergies. UDPN has maintained an ongoing dialogue with the Bank of International Settlements to discuss what? My thing keeps on hovering up and down, sorry. To discover potential collaboration. It's already happened. Securities and assets. Back to Larry Fink, right? Remember Project Helvetia? Remember on the, yeah. Mm-hmm. Bottom left, remember we talked about some of this other stuff? There it is. And then again, delivery versus payment. How do we tie in the whole thing of the BIS And for instance, some of the other things we just recently mentioned, well, it's through the UDPN. And even there, you got Banque de France, which is the oversight of the BIS. Project Dunbar is there. You have the Monetary Authority of Singapore. You have the Hong Kong Monetary Authority right there at MCBDC Bridge. Bank International Settlements is all over that. And so it's all there. You see how it's all connected, even with the central banks. That's the point I was trying to make. This right here, time to build the infrastructure tomorrow is now. We're already into the now. A little bit more of those examples. But just to give you a heads up of why I put so much emphasis on this, and this is good stuff. It's hard to see. I get it's hard to see. UDPN introduction to the launch event back in 2023. What does it say here? You want to see the big money examples? Here's the big money examples. You see, for example, United States 23.5 trillion. It says, for example, it's hard to see it. A full-scale CBDC network which facilitates 24/7 real-time cross-border payments and FX, as in foreign exchange, PVP settlements could save global corporations nearly 150. Man, I think it's $1 billion annually. Probably more than that if you really think about it. You know, at the end of the day, mass adoption, trillions. Settlement time 2 to 3 days. What happens when settlement time 2 to 3 days? Settlement time instantly, guys. With what? ISO 222. I'm telling you flat out, when the flip of the switch happens, that's how the flip of the switch happens. ISO 222, that's that messaging. So real-time gross settlements, ISO 222 incentivizes all of this. It's not only incentivize. It's the connector rod. You know what I mean? It's if Quant is the glue to make it stick, this is the connector rod. New era for payments. You see how it all comes together. The regulators push. UDPN, this is why you put emphasis on it, Knight. It's a huge deal. Who are the countries part of this? Well, it's basically in 114 countries. Some stand out more than others. But it's working together to launch the CBDCs, and all this connected to Quant. How the heck is that even possible? Well, were you even familiar with this one? Project Jura? Probably not. What are they doing? A cross-border settlement using wholesale CBDCs. Who's on the bottom left? Banque de France, who's also part of it. BIS. I know it's hard to see, but it's there. Project Rosalind, we talked about it. Project Helvetia. Remember we talked about SIX earlier? SIX Exchange and so on. Swiss National Bank. Bottom right, Project Enbridge. Look at this, guys. Bank of Thailand, Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates. I mean, think of all these areas of the world. Digital dollar is a long way from reality, U.S. Treasury official says. They want you to think. They want you to think. We already have had testing of the Bank of, testing of MIT, Quant, and what was the other one? Was it the BIS? I can't remember what was the BIS. But remember how we talked about that a while back, Channing?
Yeah, but that's what I was trying to figure out.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
One.
And then we have Project Dunbar. Again, been there, done that. So look at this, guys. Pull up this. This is the icing on the cake. Are you ready for it? Here it is. Remember there was that video where it kind of briefly shows you, they give you a little Easter egg. Remember that Easter egg we talked about? It shows Gilbert Verdian's laptop. Remember that?
Yeah, tomorrow's money video.
Right. Mm-hmm. So here's the thing. And I know this might be, I don't know, maybe I can, that's from Discord, so I can't quite get it. Tomorrow's money, again, right from the Quant Network YouTube. Quant Pop is zoomed in because it was really hard to see it. So here's the Easter egg. Here's the juicy of the juicy. Enbridge platform. Remember the beginning of the outline. Why do we mention all this? Because commercial banks, People's Bank of China, right? But it's the bottom part as well. You have, for instance, the Hong Kong, and it's chopped up there. That G is from Hong Kong, right? Hong Kong Monetary Authority. It's how Quant positioned itself, my friends. That's why we share this whole thing with you tonight. That's where we're going with the whole thing. That's why I'm so bullish on all this whole thing. It's understanding action, reaction. Jasmine did 2 huge pumps. And if anything, we should see like a third big thing coming soon. Shout out to our brother Crypto Future 99 Rob. Watch his 10-minute video of his outline on why we could hit 35 cents, even possibly. I know it sounds really speculative, possibly before the halving, which is nuts. I don't know if it does that, but I think the next big layup, it might be a layup at this point, how easy it'll be. Leg up would be 3 cents or higher. I mean, come on, guys. We were at the bottom of the valley, a 0.003 or 0.0027, and coming from that to where we're at now. So all these things are definitely worth pointing out. And if anything, I have got to allow Channing to chime in on this. What do you think? I know it's quite the outline for both of us getting into it. I'm gonna share some of this stuff with you, but brother, man, like I know you might be like, oh God, I gotta get going. But isn't it a big deal? Isn't it funny? Hong Kong, Jasmine, Quant, it's standards, man.
It's insane, is what it is. It's almost like unbelievable. If you wasn't pulling up research, you were just talking, no one would believe what you were saying right now. That's actually how unbelievable it is.
They'll be thinking I'm a really fluffy guy. I mean, people do call me that. What's his name? They're like, hey, man, you look like Fluffy, the comedian. I'm like, okay, I could take it. But, it's okay. I mean, at least I make people laugh, or I can make people understand the research. So that's cool.
They'll be like, banks, the Bank of International Settlement. What are you talking about? Cross-border payments with digital currency? Digital currency? No, it's real and it's happening. And it's been multiple projects in different sectors of the world working simultaneously together with the one focus in mind, building out the payment infrastructure for Web 3.0. And they're doing it seamlessly, which is crazy. And to know that Quant is right there, like I said in one of my videos, almost like a orchestra conductor. I think they call it the conductor, who does the
conductor.
Yeah, it's crazy what they're able to do, and they're doing it. And like I said before, bosses move in silence. They don't have a lot of hype. They're not saying a lot of tweets, and they're not doing all this stuff. They're just quiet, and they're just working their heads down. And the proof is in the actions, not all the hype of what they're talking about, which is it's incredible. Like I said, to know about this project in 2024 is incredible, because the price action we're seeing in 2024 won't be around long, and we may never see it again. That's the crazy part, especially if what we talked about earlier, where this is the last bull run and we actually go into a utility in motion bull run. The sky's the limit, because they have positioned themselves around the world with global use cases. Like, who else has a global use case? Like, that's crazy to me. It's insane.
Yeah, it is insane.
And also partner with all the other global use cases, like, your XRPs and your XR, like all of them can utilize the Overledger.
Some of you guys ask what cold storage solution I use. I use this, and it is the Decent wallet. All right. I also, of course, have a ledger like this. All right. You can get a discount basically from going into the affiliate link, which is in all the live video descriptions and recorded and so on. And for the yahoos that are out there, they're like, this is just a shield. And, Will Fix point this out, and it's a great point. Were you aware that you don't necessarily get a discount link just going straight to the site? No, you actually have to go through a platform like this. So how cool is that? I don't think anybody's complaining about that. But anyway, use the link, get a discount. There's another one here. If you're the type of person you want to get one for you and your significant other, you can get two of them. They actually have another promotion, which is this, and I think this is cool. You can get an all-in-one card wallet plus backup card package. Interesting. I thought that was cool. And again, one of the main key things I like about the Decent wallet is not having to do the red tape of jumping through all the hoops for XDC and the custom folder. I mean, Edward Vincent can vouch on that. Some of you guys can too as well in regards to Ledger. That was a pain in the butt. You don't have that problem. You literally open up your phone, it's on your app, track everything that's going on, right? And saying goes, not your keys, not your crypto. You know the drill. Check it all out though if you wish to do so. It is truly the cold storage solution that I use for the most part. There's still some on Ledger that I kind of split it up on it and so on. So it is what it is. But if I have preference over one, I'm going with this one. A lot easier to use and so on. And some people, even to this day, still ask me which one I use.